This is Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times, and this is my DVD pick of the week. This is part 2 of my annual holiday gift guide, and as you know, I am a big believer in giving boxed DVD and Blu-ray sets for holiday gifts. They're the gift that keeps on giving. This year I've got 3 box sets I want to talk about. The subject matter is very different, but they all have that wonderful box set feeling. The first one is called Abbott and Costello, The Complete Universal Pictures Collection. If you're fans of Abbott and Costello, those great comedians of decades past, this is a chance to see all their films, all 28 of them. It's released by Shout Select, and it includes their first film, The Night in the Tropics, which has perhaps their most famous routine, Who's on First?
It's a low grounder back at third base.
Ball game.
Nico Jumbo has it, there's the throw, and Dizzy Dean is safe at first base.
Dizzy Dean on first base.
You like ball games?
I love them. Come here.
You know, don't say a word to Roscoe. You know I have a ball team of my own.
You have?
Sure. But you know they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
Funny name.
Nicknames, you know, like Dizzy Dean and...
Brother Daffy?
Daffy Dean.
What's the fellas' names on the team?
Well, now, let's see. We have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I'm saying who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You know the fellas' names?
Well, I should.
Well, who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
That's what I want to find out.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
You got a first baseman?
Certainly.
Who's playing there?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Yes, who?
On first base.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Have you got a contract with the first baseman?
Well, naturally.
Who signed the contract?
Well, now, you wouldn't expect anybody else to sign it.
But who?
Yes.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
He does.
Yes.
Every buck.
Every buck.
He gets every buck. Mm-hmm. Look, all I'm trying to find out is what is the fellow's name on first base?
Oh, now, wait a minute. Let's straighten that out. What is on second
I'm
base?
not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Oh, he's on third. Now, we're not talking about...
How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
I mentioned his name.
Yes.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say is on third?
Oh, no, who's on first?
Never mind first. I want to know what's the fellow's name on third base.
But what's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third base again.
Well, I can't help that.
Let's you and I stay on third base. Don't go off.
Well, what is it you want to know?
Who is playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
Now, who am I putting on third base?
Yes, but we don't want him there.
You don't want who there?
No.
So what's the guy's name belongs there?
What belongs on second?
Who belongs on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Third base. Now I'm back on third base again.
Well, I can't help that.
You got a pitcher on the team?
Naturally.
What's the pitcher's name?
No, what is on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Look, I'm a catcher too, you know.
What do you mean?
I'm a catcher.
But what about...
I'll catch on your team.
Go.
The heavy hitter gets up.
So?
He bunts the ball. Me being a good catcher, right? I want to throw the ball to first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
That's the first thing I said right.
No.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Look, all I want to know is when I pick up the ball, I throw it to first base, who gets it?
Right, absolutely right. Naturally, if you throw the ball to first base, who is bound to get it?
I don't know. Third base.
Also in a box is Ida Lupino Filmmaker Collection. This is from Kino-Lorber, and it has all 4 films of Ida Lupino, who was a pioneering Hollywood director, first an actress, then a director. Her films don't get much visibility these days, but it's about time that they do. One that I especially found interesting was her first film, Not Wanted, which is about an unwed mother, an unusual subject when this film was made. And it's also a film Lupino directed under a pseudonym because it was her first film, and she took over from a director who had a heart attack. She wasn't sure about directing, but she liked it, and this was the beginning of a fine career.
I'll bet you're surprised to see me.
Yeah? What gives?
Oh, Steve, isn't it wonderful? Here we are. Oh, aren't you glad to see me?
Sure, I'm glad to see you. Well, isn't this kind of crazy?
What do you mean, Steve?
What's it all about?
Well, I left home. I couldn't stand things the way they were anymore.
Wait a minute. You mean you just pulled up stakes for good?
Yes?
What are you going to do?
Oh, I'll get a job. I got a room this morning. And it's only a few blocks from here, so we'll be able to see each other all the time now. Steve, you don't seem very glad to see me.
It isn't that, Sally. I just think it was a wacky thing for you to do. Leaving your folks traipsing way up here. I'm busy. I've got a million things to do. I won't have any time to spend with you.
Gee, Steve, I'm sorry to bother you. I just wanted to be with you. You said if I ever came this way to look you up.
Sally, don't get me wrong. I think the world of you, you know that, but... Well, I didn't expect you. I made other plans. I'm up to my ears in a deal I'm working on. I just don't have any free time, that's all. Look, I tell you what. I'll call you the first free night I get and we'll do the town, okay?
Okay.
I'd make it tonight, but I'm all jammed up with some piano arrangements I'm doing for a guy.
Sure.
Come on, have a cup of coffee, huh? Then I want to play you something I wrote.
No, Steve, I think I better go now.
Well, have a cup of coffee.
No, I really have to go.
My third box set is really a do-it-yourself box set. I'm going to suggest you buy 2 brand new Criterion Collection discs, put them together in your own box set to surprise and amaze your friends, because they're 2 great films by Bette Davis, and you know, what could be better than that? The first one, Now Voyager, is a romance, but the second one is a particular favorite of mine. It's called All About Eve. Bette Davis stars as a celebrated actress. This is a great backstage story. This is a great American film, no matter which way you look at it, and having it out now in time for the holiday season is truly a gift to film lovers.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Mademoiselle, je vous remercie infiniment pour l'invitation.
Enchanté to you, too. I distinctly remember Addison crossing you off my guest list. What are you doing here?
Dear Margot, you were an unforgettable Peter Pan. You must play it again soon. You remember Miss Caswell?
I do not. How do you do?
We've never met. Maybe that's why.
Miss Caswell is an actress, a graduate of the Copacabana School of Dramatic Art. Ah, Eve.
Good evening, Mr. DeWitt.
I had no idea you two knew each other.
This must be at long last our formal introduction. Until now, we've only met in passing.
That's how you met me, in passing.
Yes.
Eve, this is an old friend of Mr. DeWitt's mother, Miss Caswell, Miss Harrington.
Miss Caswell, how do you do?
Addison, I've been wanting you to meet Eve for the longest time.
It could only have been your natural timidity that kept you from mentioning it.
You've heard of her great interest in the theater.
We have that in common.
Then you two must have a long talk.
I'm afraid Mr. DeWitt would find me boring before too long.
You won't bore him, honey. You won't even get a chance to talk.
Claudia, come here. You see that man? That's Max Fabian, the producer. Now go and do yourself some good.
Why do they always look like unhappy rabbits?
Because that's what they are. Now go and make him happy. Now, don't worry about your little charge. She'll be in safe hands.